Hey, I'm Wes Doss from Khyber, and I come from both a military and a law enforcement background, and it spans well over 30 years. So I've got, and it's still going on. So I have seen, fortunately, unfortunately, a number of things in the course of that time frame, and in that I've become kind of opinionated about a number of them. I've been kind of fallen victim to a couple of them, and I have myself have perpetrated some of them. And on that note, the question comes up, because it has to, does Hollywood or media as a whole accurately represent the law enforcement world or even the self-defense world? And, it sometimes yes, most of the time no. I love this because a lot of people will base what they think is going to happen or what they think should happen or their outlook on things as it should be. They're basing it off of a movie or a TV show or that 10 to 30 seconds of some sort of action that took place in that show that, man, that was realistic. In what respect? And because many times the action that led up to that action taking place is so far out in left field that it doesn't make any sense, which for somebody who's done that in a career field means it makes even less sense. And the problem is that the public, individuals, and to some extent even officers at times, base how they think something should be based off of something that they saw in a movie or a TV show, or more frequently off of something they saw on social media. And that's probably where I see some of the most gross inaccuracies. I mean, you kind of expect it in a movie, because it's done for the glamour effect. It's done for the action. It's done to with the continuity of the story, to character development, scene development, things along those lines. I get it. But with the proliferation, and I'm as much of that as anybody else because it's part of doing business these days, but the internet crowd of the guys that have become the masters at everything and can prove it because they've got hundreds of thousands of followers that watch them do it on a regular basis, and they have this tactical prowess of how they're going to handle things and the situations. It's like, you know what, some of these guys are really good. A lot of these guys are just okay when it comes to a real world set of circumstances. And the practicality of the drill that they're demonstrating, it's exciting. It's movie magic. It's not exactly a practical skill or a practical drill that's being demonstrated, but it looks really, really good on camera. And in many instances, that seems to be the most important factor that anybody's concerned about with us. How does it look? The sad part is that people tend to gauge their opinion of things based off of what they've seen. I'm a cop in Arizona, and we've had a number of movies here in the last couple of years that have been based on our cartel-related relationships in the state of Arizona. And I've been asked, "Wow, is that really what it's like?" No, you've taken like 2 years worth of bad incidences and condensed them into a 90-minute movie. No, it doesn't happen like that. That's like saying Apocalypse Now was the accurate representation of the Vietnam War. All that didn't take place in 90 minutes. Yeah, little spatterings of things are certainly realistic, but the overall concept and what's taken place couldn't be farther from the truth. It's just the nature of what it is. People forget that there are a lot of other dynamics that come into play in a set of circumstances when it's your life against somebody else's life. Whether it's, you're doing this as a professional situation or you're simply a private citizen that's caught flat-footed in a bad set of circumstances. There's a lot of things that you have to overcome. A lot of people see an action played out in a movie or a TV show where there's a tremendous amount of anticipation and expectation built into that scene. And then you have to realize that when it really plays out and you're caught in that situation with your pants down around your ankles, that there is no anticipation, there is no expectation, and that there's going to be this delay. And during that delay, all the horrible things happen to you before you become this dynamic individual. So you got to look at movies, you got to look at TV shows, you got to look at what's on the internet, by and large, with a grain of salt, and take it for what it is intended to be. And it is intended to be for entertainment purposes only. Very seldom is it designed to be an educational experience. So keep that in mind the next time you find yourself glued to your TV set on binge watching some sort of action show.